Now I remember that house there on the way down from Nottingham to Uxbridge area only because of the Ford Anglia, which looks in a worse state than it was back then. I remember those cars when I was a little boy. Preschool as well, you know, not 3 or 4, because the next door neighbour had a Ford Anglia. And we had Hillman Minks. We had an Avenger later on. Hillman. Great names, weren't they? Really? And here's a bridge. It's also got a name. Number 63. That's not a name, it's a number. I'm sure it's got a name, but I can't, you know. Anyway, moving on. Looks like it's going to brighten up over there. Does it? Well, who knows? Who knows whether it will brighten up or not? It's supposed to. The weatherman said it's going to brighten up. Who knows? I like those moody skies. See on the left there, and through here, overhanging trees. It's like Epping bloody forest in the canal. And it was like that at Blissworth Tunnel area, because I think they had cut down a few trees and most of it landed in the water. I mean, there's some remains there, look. Remains all over the place. It might be the end of winter where, I don't know, where things have been cut down or fallen down or blown down or whatever. But see, there. How'd you clear that up? Kind of needed, because this is a big old wide part of the canal and there's a big wide beam that I've got to navigate past. Easy enough, actually. But Epping bloody forest in the canal, for goodness sake. Goodness me. Size of that boat though. I want to get myself a canoe. A canoe. A canoe. There was a song about that, wasn't there? I can't remember. 1970s. I'm a canoe. How do you do? Or whatever, however it went. And there's another one of them canoe type things. And he's got a garden shed on the front of his boat. Which regular viewers will know that I quite like those garden sheds. I think they're a self-made thing and I think they're great. And here's another one with a canoe. I'm a canoe, how do you do? But I think I'm going to get a blow up. I'm going to get a blow up job. Because I can then put it away and it's not littering the top of my boat. Or maybe a paddleboard, because then I was thinking in the summertime I could balance on that paddleboard and rub the side of the boat down and make the, you know, do a bit of a paint job on the offside. Easy doing a paint job on the, you know, touching up the scratches and stuff on the towpath side. But if I want to get to the offside, paddleboard, pot of paint on top, rub it down and do all the good stuff. I think that'd be quite good, that. Anyway, that's a plan. Will it come off? Who knows? There's another boat coming, look. The hire boaters are out in force, which is good. Ish. Now there you see a wind turbine thingy going. Good ideas then. However, I've been told, and I don't know if it's true, well, not only does it make a noise, not that you could probably hear that inside the boat, but it makes the pole judder a little bit, which then vibrates. So does that wind turbine thingy jobby vibrate inside the boat, therefore making it a bit noisy? I've been told that is the case, but maybe it's not. Comment below. And whilst you're commenting below, if you haven't subscribed, give it a go, eh? And give it a like. Those are Guards Regiment colours. And what I mean by that is Coldstream Guards, Welsh Guards, Irish Guards, Scots Guards, Grenadier Guards. I think that's all the guards mentioned. Anyway, the Guards colours. Yeah, there's a pretty useful information for you, for those people who are interested. If you're not, there'll be something else on the channel, I suspect. Well, look at that, that's a nice view, isn't it? There, look. England's green and pleasant lands, as long as the rain rains. Occasionally, not all the time. Not every time I do the brasses, at least. Seems to happen all the time, that. Marilyn, look. And here's someone's home. And there's Bridge 65. All that stone masonry has been carved out. Very nice. And these houses over here look quite nice as well. Sandbags there, look. I remember doing some sandbagging. Not very well done, actually. I was dawdling about, which left Lloyd to do the lock. I thought I'd better open the gate. If you're in the Cosgrove area or passing through Cosgrove and you need some centre lines, fenders, I don't think Mick will knock their fenders up in a day, but centre lines, generally speaking, he can knock that up in a day-ish if you give him a bit of a day's warning. Lives in this little boat, Discuss. I mean, it doesn't float anymore, but it is a shed where he works out of, and I've got 2 centre lines off Mick, and well, let's put it this way, they're a lot cheaper than the chandlery, and I like to support. Mick lives on a boat, Mick and A's, further down on the Cosgrove on the right, on the permanent mooring side. So if you're passing here and you want to support an oldish bloke, some fella who's just paying his way in life, I like to support those sort of guys, so I'll always buy things like that off. Anyway, you get the point. Mick ropes Cosgrove in this boat, which is just by the lock, Cosgrove lock. Hello, dog. Hello. What are you up to? The morning chorus. Come out early in the morning. Because that iron bridge is a great place, I think, to do a time lapse of sunrise. So I've come to do that. It may be crap, I don't know, but it may not be. But the morning course, wow, it's probably one of the better, or the noisiest morning course I've heard. All the birds seem to knock around here, and I think the reason for that is there's a nature reserve there. There's some water here as well, look down there through the woods. Very nice this morning. Bit fresh I might add. Mist coming out of the water. Anyway, let's have a look at some photos I've took. And here's the time lapse. I thought it turned out alright actually in the end. There's a big block of mist coming in there, look. And I took a couple of photos, or I took lots actually. But I like this one. Well, post-production anyway. Bit of colour there, look. And the swans. And a ducky who's looking over the bridge, admiring the view. Look at him. The Great River Ouse. And you can go underneath that with this tunnel here. The aqueduct over the River Ouse with a boat crossing. Just at the right place at the right time, I suppose. Parts of the canal structure I didn't know anything about. Cosgrove. Look at that big doom cloud there coming in. Good job got my waterproofs on. Anyway, I'm going to go for a little wander and see what's knocking about. Now apparently, not too far away from here, is some old locks that I'm going to try and find. Now I'm not sure if you make that out, but that's the old canal there, and that would have come down from up that way, up that way, and apparently it crossed the Great River Ouse, and I saw how fast that River Ouse was flowing, and that must have been at its day a bit of a nightmare to cross. You've got the locks bringing, of course, the canal, see where the canal is up there, that's where the canal is, so the locks would have brought the water level down to cross at the River Ouse. And I've spied a lock. I have. That, you know, this is quite interesting, this little space here, because that iron bridge, I think it took a fair few times to build it, but saved an awful lot of faff. There's an old lock gate. Part of the old canal. Bit of a shame actually that it's not been dug out. There we go, look. Those balance beams are made of iron. So I wonder when they started using wood instead of iron. All built by hand, it says. This is a site of one of the 8 locks that was set on a temporary canal that ran from Old Wolverton to Cosgrove Lock in the early 19th century. The temporary canal enabled boats to cross the valley of the River Ouse during the construction of the canal embankment and its aqueduct. These locks were a temporary measure until that iron bridge was built. Wow, imagine being one of the navvies. Okay fellas, right, mission is to build a temporary canal. A what? A temporary canal. Well, why build a temporary canal? Because I've told you to. I mean, that must have been hard work. You're going to do all this work for it just to, well, I don't know, not last long anyway. I mean, there's even brickwork there, look. So even as a temporary canal, it wasn't half measured. You know, they did a proper job. Must have been heartbreaking. Right, the aqueduct's done now. Oh, cheers, thanks. Canal's going to be filled in. Oh, nice one. Nice one, Cyril. What I've noticed is this lock. So there's a lock gate there, right, that would swing into there. And here's the lock gate over here. That rain's coming, look. That swings in to that way, 15 metres. That means it's a small boat. My boat's 20 metres, I think. And a bigger boat than mine is, well, the biggest boat you can get is, I think, about 21 metres. Anyway, 15 metres. So all the narrow boats must have been a bit smaller on this stretch. It's raining. Bugger. This bridge here, and there's the iron bridge. So reference points, that's the canal through there, leading on to the River Ouse. And look how fast that was running. Ooh, I'd like to know where it's gone the other side. Oh, across there, look, you can see it now. So that must have been quite treacherous. Did the old horsey walk across it? I don't know how deep that is. Was there a bridge? Don't know. Did he swim? Swim, dragging that boat behind him. Oh. Anyway. The Casa Cento Italian restaurant. It says it's the best restaurant in town. In fact, it's very good. And the prices are very reasonable, but I didn't realise that they only serve small portions. I needed a pizza afterwards. Stoney Stratford is a very small little villagey type stuff, and quite well to do actually, because there's a Lamborghini and an Alpine. I enjoyed my time at Stoney Stratford. I enjoyed my time at Cosgrove, to be honest. I didn't stay there long. Mick's a top bloke, by the way. Mick and A's, silent H on the hazel hat. Now the number, that card he gave me in December, and it was in my pocket and it was wet, so that hence it's a bit manky. So I'll link it below as well. If you ever want to get in touch with Mick and support him, half price basically from that well-known chandlery thing, and it was made to measure for the boat as well. I just told him it's a 66-foot boat, so he did the measurement from there. Basically it's half. Didn't take much working out, did it? Centre line, okay, 66 foot, well done Einstein. Anyway, I'm just reading from my notes here that Transport Trust, the aqueduct thing, it's called the Iron Trunk Aqueduct. It said it's the oldest broad canal iron trough aqueduct, opened in 1811 as the fourth attempt by the Grand Junction Canal to cross the Great River Ouse. And it's part of the Transport Heritage Site, and lots of people went to visit actually. A nice place, and the little tunnels that go underneath the canal. Next week, I don't know what I'm doing next week, but some EBGB's been eating me alive, wanting me for dinner. Which makes me think it's 18:42, that's 6:45 in non-military timings nearly, and I need something to eat. Oh, a big thank you for all those people who have bought me a coffee or two or three, some quite a lot. So thank you very much, and I very much appreciate that. And yeah, subscribers didn't go so well, so maybe it was a spike. But anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because you don't know what's going to come next. Well, I certainly don't know next week, but whatever happens is going to be another video on the canals with some photos and with some other stuff. And let's not forget I had in Italian, so let's finish off with ciao papa.